So
hey,
we're
Frank.
on our way. So we're on our way to a flea market to
Yes.
hunt for some comics and toys.
It's gonna be our first comic trip.
Yeah, it's gonna be our first comic trick, inspired by the guys who really do the comic tricks, of course. And don't worry, we're only gonna do this once. So, in a week, what are we gonna do today? We're gonna go to the flea market.
Yes, we're gonna pick up a lot of comics.
We're gonna pick up a lot of comics, and we're gonna pick up a mannequin because we're gonna dress him up like the Joker. So join us in today's episode of Behind the Closed Doors with a little bit of comic trips. Okay, so we're almost at the flea market, and you might wonder, like, okay, normally Behind the Closed Doors is of course a lot of photography related and what we do during workshops and photo shoots. So you're already seeing something different. We're in the car, Anouk is next to me, and that's because we also have a hobby, of course. And our hobby, actually my hobby, because Anouk, it's not really your hobby, right? Is I love comics and everything related, like Batman figurines or everything, you know, what's related to that. And flea markets are absolutely awesome for two reasons. One, you can hunt down comics, and you can also hunt down stuff for your photography workshops, like props and other stuff that you can also use in your photo shoots. Now, we decided to give homage today in our Behind the Closed Doors to a YouTube channel we actually found out recently called Comic Trips. And the cool thing about comic trips, you have a lot of YouTube channels, of course, where you have programs, and you have a lot of programs that do unboxings or show people stuff that you bought. But they do something different. You follow Cat and Paul, and they actually drive around visiting comic book stores, flea markets, and give you a lot of tips. And they do it in a really cool way. You're just sitting in the car, you hear them talk, and we decided that maybe today we do a little bit of a mix between Behind the Closed Doors and at this moment my favorite YouTube channel, Comic Trips. So, Anouk, how do you feel about that? Unbelievable. Somehow she's really into her, how do you call it, into her role of being totally...
I'm much taller than Kat.
Yeah, you're much taller than Kat, that's true. She's a little bit smaller. So anyway, join us at the flea market, and after that we're gonna see if we can do some treasure hunting, because we actually bought a whole collection of comics. So we normally don't do that. Normally we buy 1 or 2 issues, but this time we bought, well, a little bit more. So let's drive, we're almost there. Okay, so we're back from the flea market, and to be totally honest, Anouk, this was whack, 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 whack. Not really, and this is about it with flea markets. Sometimes you find something, sometimes you don't. And in this case, €3 admittance, and it was just in the gymnasium. And to be totally honest, there wasn't a lot of stuff, and the stuff that was there was or ridiculously expensive or incredibly cheap. Like Anneweek has now officially started collecting minions for 10 cents.
Well, just the English ones.
Just the English one, 10 cents. So that's really cool. And you got something else?
Glow-in-the-dark markers.
I don't know why she want those, but...
No, I need them for my business.
Ah, you need them for the business. Of course,
Yeah.
I always tell Anneweek I need Batman for business to do experiences, right? Get inspiration. So we actually found out that near the place where we're gonna pick up the comic books, there's actually a booth sale?
A
Car booth sale. So we're gonna look there too.
Kofferbak.
Kofferbak, that's car booth. She's Dutch.
No,
I'm
it's
Dutch.
trunk
We're
sale.
both Dutch.
Trunk
sale.
From the back of your car.
Whatever. So we're gonna watch there.
It's in a recreation park where there are all vacation houses.
Okay.
And little caravans and, you know.
Yeah, so we're gonna visit there and we're gonna see if they have something that's more interesting, because this, not really our cup of tea.
It's very cold also.
And it's very cold, but hey, it's the Netherlands. Okay, this market is actually in the middle of a nature park. So we walked for about 5 minutes through a beautiful area and now we're almost there. Done with the trunk sale, and I think the area was really nice, right, Anneweek?
Yeah, sun was shining.
Yeah, it was awesome. So location, big thumbs up, but we didn't get a lot, but we still got some cool stuff. So Anneweek, can you show what we got? This is something we normally don't collect actively, but it's a series I collected when I was very young.
Scrooge.
And we yeah, it's Scrooge. We call him Oom Dagobert, and we still were missing some numbers, so we're trying to just complete that collection.
Number 41.
Number 41. The real number 41. So, and what else did you get?
Lara Croft.
Lara Croft.
Action figure. Pew, pew, pew.
I don't know. And of course, Anneweek is now actively collecting minions. Oh, please. You can make her so happy with this kind of stuff. And there we go. Okay, we're now very close to the area where we have to collect our comics. So we're gonna go there, and well, one thing we know for sure today, we're gonna get a lot of comics. So, Anneweek, are you ready? Done playing? Sure?
It was dirty.
The minion was dirty.
Child snot.
Oh yeah. Okay, so let's go to the comics, guys. I don't know. No. So we're inside where we have to pick up the comics, and look at this, guys. If you're into Star Wars, and I know some of you guys are, this is absolutely amazing. And normally there's even a light in there, but somehow they didn't pay the electric bill, and that light doesn't work. But look at this.
It's outer space, Frank.
It's out of space. That's why there's no
Yeah.
light. And of course, some Man of Steel. Awesome man cave. Really cool.
Yeah.
And if you think that is all, you know that sometimes there's a hidden door. Now look at this. I'm gonna turn around. Isn't that freaking awesome? Look at this. I'm afraid of heights, but otherwise, really cool. Okay, so we have to load up the comics and go back to Emmeloord. But first, we have to pick up a mannequin. Okay, I'm in the car. Anneweek is getting something to eat because it's almost 1 o'clock and we didn't have lunch yet. And wasn't that awesome? Now, you know what I really like? Now, during the week and actually all the time, I'm very seriously. I'm a photographer, I'm a professional photographer, and I think you can make jokes, but still my work, I take it incredibly serious. And with this whole stuff that we started in January this year, the comics, the collecting, meeting people that do the same thing, you really see that people have something to 100% relax with. Now my job is absolutely amazing. I have fun every day. I do what I love to do. It's my hobby. And you see that a lot of people that have normal jobs actually totally are in their own world. And that's the most amazing thing ever. In this case it was a father and a son. They both do cosplay stuff, so we actually made an appointment for a photo shoot. And if you saw that room with the Star Wars stuff, that's absolutely amazing. Now, why shouldn't you do something like that in your spare time? It's fun. It's transporting to a totally different world, collecting stuff, and in my case, it's totally relaxing. And we're in the car now. Normally at Sunday we were totally burned out from a whole week's work. We have long days, and ever since we started this whole trip, it's been Sunday fun day. It's literally, and that's by the way again a homage to comic trips, it's our Sunday where we go to trade shows, where we go to a Comic-Con and literally just totally relax. And to be honest, I'm much more refreshed on Monday than when I just stay home on Sunday and do nothing. So for now, I think any week we'll be back with sandwiches. The only stop we now have to do is get the mannequin. We bought it very cheap on the Dutch eBay called Marktplaats. And we still have the suit from the Joker shoot we did a while ago. So we're actually gonna put the Joker suit on the mannequin and use it as a display. So that's our next stop, and then we go back home and see what we bought with the comics, because they actually told me they found 400 more and they just put it in the box. So we now have 1500 comics, and that's the biggest haul I ever bought, to be honest. But hey, we got it for a really good price, so I'm gonna pick out the comics that I like, and the rest we're gonna sell online for maybe 50 cents or €1. So, and the week is almost back, so let's continue our trip. Oh my. This is a lot. I think this will take me at least 2 or 3 days to totally find out what's there. But hey, that's the fun. Hey, back home, and here we have our mannequin, and he didn't have a head. Now on eBay it actually looked like there was one, but there isn't. So, well, we have to be creative with it. And the foot. Now let's see the comics we actually bought. Okay, so here we have all the boxes and bags, and again, normally we don't buy this lot, but you know, if somebody sells his collection, sometimes you can find some really cool stuff. And everything else we will later sell for, let's say, €1 or 50 cents, depending on what it is, of course. Okay, so this was Behind the Closed Doors for today, and as mentioned, this was a really special episode, more like a homage to comic trips. And next week we will be back with normal Behind the Closed Doors. Don't worry, this was a one-time experience. Of course, when we're traveling, we still show you if we visit comic bookstores, but mostly we'll be focused, of course, on photography. But for one time, I thought it would be great fun to do this. And Kat and Paul, thank you so very much for providing an awesome podcast on comic books and comic trips. See you again next week in Behind the Closed Doors. Bye guys.